Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl Paula Marie, aka the EbonyBizDiva. Thank you so much for joining me on this Monday. We are talking about the word of the month, and the word of the month is elevate. Okay, so continuing our conversation about how we can elevate ourselves and our businesses as entrepreneurs, that needs to be a constant conversation. It needs to be a conversation that we have over and over again with ourselves and also with each other, in order for us to always have our eye on the prize of where we're going and how we're moving towards that goal inside of our businesses. Let me introduce myself. I'm Paula Marie, aka the EbonyBizDiva. I am a business coach, a Pinterest strategist, and I am a visibility coach. What I help you is to become very clear and very specific about what you look like and how your authentic visual brand voice is attracting your tribe and attracting your ideal client directly to your products and your services. I do this in 3 ways: with imaging, video, and that good old SEO. Now, when it comes to elevation, last week or 2 weeks ago, because we celebrated the holiday Valentine's Day. Okay. So we kind of deviated and talked about loving ourselves last week. But 2 weeks ago, when we introduced the word of the month, which is elevate, your assignment for the month was just to envision what your world would look like inside of that elevation. What would your world look like? How would it be different? Right? What specific tangible things would be different once you elevate it? And so, for those of you that are just joining, I want you to just close your eyes for a second. And I want you to take a really, really deep, deep breath. Like, inhale through your nose, fill your lungs with all the air that it can possibly fill. And then exhale through your lips as if you're pressing the air out through a straw, which is nice, slow, and steady, right? Let your body fall with that, right? And so now I want you to keep your eyes closed, but I want you to think about, what does that elevation look like and how does it change your day to day? How does it change your business? How does it change your family? How does it change your health? How does it change your mindset? How does it physically change the things around you? Where do you live, right? What are you wearing? What do you smell like, right? What's around you when you open your eyes inside of that elevation? Who is next to you inside of your elevation, right? I want you to think about all of these things, because elevation, it is a verb. We went through that definition last time, but because it's a verb, there's some action to it, right? That means that there are going to be several moving pieces in your world that's going to be different inside of your elevation. And that's going to feel a certain way to you, and it may not feel the best way to you. So I was actually looking inside of, I get a lot of like publications, email publications, they're all online now. And so I subscribe to Entrepreneur Magazine, and they literally did a whole article on the 9 ways to elevate your small business to the next level, right? And I want to go through these points really quickly, because maybe we're not thinking about all the pieces of our life. You think about your life as a chess game, right? Because we playing chess, not checkers. It's real, okay? It's real serious. We know chess is real serious. Checkers is when you playing. Okay, and ain't nobody playing in this life. So I want you to think about your life as a chess game, and all the moving pieces that have to move in order for your elevation to happen. Because elevation doesn't just happen in that one piece. We don't just move that one piece inside of elevation and then boom, the elevation happens. In order for the elevation to really happen for you, and I want you to lean in for this. I want you to understand. I want you to hear it. I want you to feel the words vibrate off of your skin. Okay. in order for the elevation to really happen and take form and shape in your life, it is going to affect all the pieces of your world. All of the pieces, not just one, all of the pieces. Now, this is similar to last month when we talked about manifestation, because we talked about one of the points in manifestation is that as we're manifesting into our dreams towards our goals, there's going to be some significant changes. Your world is going to shift, right? Again, it's a verb. It's action, right? Elevation is no different. So in order to elevate, there's going to be some massive changes all over. I don't know anybody who's elevating and there's a piece of them that stays the same. The thing is that when you're elevating, though, everybody in your circle, everybody in your tribe, everybody around you needs to be celebrating with you. They need to be celebrating for your upward mobility. They need to be celebrating for the trajectory that you're moving towards. They need to be celebrating you because that's what you want, you hope for, you dream for. So it doesn't matter how much you change, because the people around you are going to love on you and celebrate you and pour into you and nurture into you at that same time. So I want you to understand there's going to be a lot of shaking. It's like shaking the tree and seeing what falls out. And when you shake the tree on your mobility, right, because it's action, it's a verb, there's some movement. As you're shaking the tree, some people are going to fall out that aren't going to be on that journey with you. And it's okay. So let's get into these 9 points that I found in this whole entire amazing article, right? So we're talking about elevation. Part of elevating is how you connect with your customers, how you connect with your client, what's your voice sound like. Now, we talk about this inside of the Problem Slayer Academy, and I want you to understand that if you are elevating inside of your business, that movement doesn't happen without your customers. They are the bread and butter of your whole entire establishment. So if you're not elevating in a way that takes your customers to the journey, or that your customers are helping you to forge the journey, then your elevation is incomplete. And it doesn't look like an elevation at the end. It can look like this, and then it can flatline, because your customers are your bread and butter, who you are and how you live and how you stand out and all that good stuff. So make sure that you are aware of that. Make sure that you are aware of that. Also, I want you to understand that your customers are going to support your elevation. I'm telling you, the people that are for you, and they're going to celebrate you, and they're going to be your biggest cheerleaders, and your customers are definitely going to be that. My customers are my biggest cheerleaders, and I'm going to tell you why. So I brought on, as you know, the doors are open for the Problem Slayer Academy. If you're interested in that for your business, if you're looking for some specific coaching, definitely hit the link that's in the description, and let's have a conversation. It's just a 15-minute conversation, right? So I'm interviewing people who are interested in joining the academy, because the Problem Slayer Academy is for a very specific entrepreneur. It's for an entrepreneur who's ready to make the shift. And everyone that I see that says, hey, I'm ready, they're not really truly ready. They think they're ready, but they're not. So it's important for me to make sure that it's a good fit for not only you, but also myself and also our tribe inside the academy, because we work together, right? We're in collaboration with each other. So as I'm interviewing people for the academy, just a few weeks ago, maybe about 3 weeks ago, I interviewed 2 people that actually joined they were not a part of my community. They weren't a part of my coaching community. They weren't a part of another person's coaching community that heard about me from anyone else. They heard about me from just regular people. They heard about me from people who are watching and seeing my elevation. They're watching how I'm shifting and growing and pivoting. They were referrals from someone. One of them is not even in the business, not even in the business, right? But just watching and silently cheering me on from afar. And I want you to take that in as super important, because everyone that cheers you on isn't loud. They're not in your face. Everyone that cheers you on is not loud and screaming from the rooftops. Everyone that's cheering you on may not even like your post. They may not even share your items, but they're talking about you. You're top of mind. They are connecting with you. They are celebrating you, and they are helping you in your elevation in their own way. And that's important, because it's not going to look the way you want it to look. The other person was referred to me by someone who I had coached on, like my entry level program. And that's part of my Pinterest Your Brand community. So I have a Pinterest Your Brand boot camp where I teach entrepreneurs how to level up and use Pinterest in their businesses. And she's been in my community for over a year. Once you're in the community, every time I reteach it, she gets that complimentary. You're in the community, so you're going to get all the updates. She has been silently cheering me on, and I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it. But she was with me every time I showed up. She showed up. Her presence was known, you know. But I didn't know she was talking about me. I didn't know she was sharing my superpowers with other people. I didn't know that she was pushing other people to come in and join our tribe. And so connecting with your customers is going to be your number one. How you connect with them, how you make them feel safe and secure, how you talk to them, how you work with them, right? That is going to be how your business is going to elevate. It is super important that you understand that. The next is networking. Now, I'm going to tell you something about networking, because networking is hard, super hard for people. When you're building your business, it's hard to find the time to network until you need something. Then you network because you need something. But how powerful is it to network with others that are in your niche, that are in your stratosphere, where you can support each other, like fabric. And once you weave fabric together, it's super strong. So networking is going to be, it is the thing that makes the world go round. Please understand that what you see in front of you, that's smoke and mirrors, baby. The real deals happen in the back rooms from the people that are networking in the DMs. People are, I got a DM today. I got a DM today from someone that I'm partnering with. We're in the exact same niche. We do the exact same thing. We live in the exact same area. And we are about to blow this area out the water with this project we're working on for the fall of 2022. We are networking, collaboration. So don't be fearful of having an open door and an open heart. You will find people that are not networkers. They're not true networkers. They don't have you. They don't have your back. But you're also going to find a great tribe of people that do. So don't lose out on that, because those opportunities are priceless. That is where the money resides for your business. So definitely take on the responsibility of networking. And then using your social media. That's why we're here. You see me on social media. How are we using it? And are we using it effectively? Are we using social media effectively? Because you could be on social media, but are you using it effectively? I know you might be getting the likes. I know you might be getting some comments here and there, but are you getting the clients? Are you getting the sales? Are people talking about you in rooms you're not in? Are you top of mind? Because it takes more than 17 touch points for someone to really understand who you are, what you serve, like ready to pull the trigger, more than. So how are you leveraging social media? Which parts of platforms of social media are you leveraging? You can't be on all of them. And if you are, you can't be on all of them the same way. Now, if you didn't know that, that was your coaching moment and your coaching nugget for the day. You cannot be on all social media platforms the exact same way, because your audience is responding to them in different ways based on the platform. So how you leverage each platform is going to be critical, super critical. Yeah. Building your customer loyalty. That goes back to the first one where we're talking about, your customer service and how you are with your customer base, right? Building that loyalty in them where they ride or die for you and you ride or die for them, where your brand is on the top of their lips and they are telling everyone about them, and they're not buying anybody else's services unless you give the okay, because they trust you. So because they trust you and what you say, they're going to trust whatever brand you align yourself with. So building that loyalty, that commitment, right? Getting inside of their psyche, getting inside of their emotional being, right? Where they are really loyal, diehard fans, supporters of your business, your brand, your products, and your services. And not being afraid to ask for help. Because elevation doesn't happen by itself. It just does not. My elevation didn't happen for me until I started really stepping out there and collaborating and putting myself in spaces where I wasn't the brightest light in the room. Because you don't want to be the brightest light in the room. How are you going to learn and grow if you're always the brightest light in the room? So I had to have coaches to help me, and I had to have coaches that continue to help me so I don't get in my own way. So are you getting in your own way because you don't want to ask for help, or you may not know that you can definitely have a coach that helps to guide you without breaking the bank? Because sometimes we talk ourselves out of stuff, you know? I was talking to one of my clients last night. We have our group coaching call on Thursdays, and she had expressed to me, she said, "Yeah, I'm trying to leave in March." This is what she said to me at the end of 2021. "I'm going to leave in March. Yeah, my husband's on board and I know, I can leave in March." So I just went back to it yesterday and I just said, "Hey, um just want to go back to that plan you had of leaving." And she said, "Yeah, I'm still toying with it. I'm thinking about waiting until my son graduates in 2 years, but I could definitely be a contractor. And if I'm a contractor, I would make more than enough money. So I would be okay." So I said, "Okay, you just gave yourself a stipulation, but then you just gave yourself a solution." So what is it really? Let's talk about what is it really? Okay? Because sometimes we do that. We double talk ourselves. When we could really be moving straight towards the plan, we could be moving straight towards the desired action, location, the desired place we want to be. If we get rid of all of the clutter that we are double talking ourselves into, you got a plan. You don't need to wait. You got the support, and you also have another option for income while you pursue the things you want to pursue. So now we have gotten rid of this obstacle that you placed on yourself. What is it really? And that's why sometimes you need help from someone else to help you, like, declutter all of that stuff we put in front of ourselves unnecessarily. Yeah. So asking for help, hiring the right people inside of your business and on the other side of your business, hiring people that are going to do the work to take the stress and weight off of you. It requires time. You got to train. But also on the other end of it, hiring the right coach that is going to understand where you need to go, has been where you need to go, and can get you there too. So don't be afraid of that. If that's something that you're afraid of, let's talk about it. Let's have that conversation. Yeah. We're almost there. We got 3 more. The 7th one is managing your cash flow well. If you manage your cash flow well, then guess what? You can hire people on the front end of your business, and you can hire people on the back end of your business, like coaches, to help you earn more money. So a lot of it is we're making money, and we're making money in droves, but we can't account for the money because we're bleeding it out in different ways. It's a difficult thing, not having the budgets, not having the systems, not understanding how your taxes move, all of those things, setting up different accounts for your businesses, making sure that you're not commingling funds. How are we handling the flow of our money and the influx of our money? And what is the most important things that we need to do with our money first in order to get to where the money resides? That is the question. So we have to be very strategic about that. Working on building the success. Your elevation won't happen if you're not constantly working on the goal. Constantly working on the goal. Not the money, because the money will follow the goal. Constantly working on the goal. Creating the habits that are necessary to constantly get to the goal. Understanding where the money resides so you can get to the goal. Managing the money. Understanding that your customers are going to help your elevation as you work to get to the goal. So that's super important. And the last is, where do you find the inspiration? Where do you find the inspiration for your business? Because sometimes we're in business and we fall. We get tired, we get weak, we get weary. How do you find the elevation? How do you find it when you've lost it? I know beginning of the week, you could be all steam ahead. You working towards that elevation. By Thursday, you flatlined. Flatline. So you need the inspiration. You need somebody to pour into you. You need things that pour into you. You need reminders of why. What is your big why? What is your biggest why? Right? All of these things are things that help us to get into, like, deep into our elevation, like rooted into our elevation. And we talked about money. We talked about customer loyalty, right? We talked about asking for help and coaching and hiring. It's so many different pieces of the chessboard. I told you, right? Understand that it can be overwhelming, but your elevation is determined by each of those chess pieces. I'm excited about this month's word of the month because it encompasses so many parts of not only your business, but also yourself, shifting your mindset, helping you to understand that your elevation is critical. The elevation of your business is critical and contingent on so many different things, right? So I've got a link in the description. Because last time we talked about elevation, the first week of February, I told you, write down what your life looks like for the elevation. Now, this week, I want you to pick 1 or 2, no more, 2 things from this list of 9 that you're going to focus on first, working towards your elevation. We're not going to work on all 9, okay? So don't start that. Don't start that. But I want you to definitely focus on 1, maybe 2, right? Because at the end of the day, we've got to have our eye on the goal of what's the most important chess piece right now in this day and time for the elevation of your business. And then once you write down that 1, maybe 2, I want you to click the link below and schedule a 15-minute session with me. And I want you to tell me why you picked those 2. Too easy. Why you picked those 2. And remember, one of those chess pieces said asking for help. So don't feel like you got it all under control. You don't need nobody. You don't need no help. You don't need no 15-minute session. Listen, we all need what we need. The word of the month for February 2022 is elevation. All right. And I'm excited to talk to you about how the elevation of your business looks and feels in the trajectory and the growth of your business. I'm your girl, Paula Marie, aka the EbonyBizDiva. Hey, last month we talked about manifestation, and this month we're talking about elevation. We got to keep our mindset clear and free, and the clarity and of the movement that we're working towards. We have to understand where we're going, and we're gonna do it. I'm gonna see y'all later in these internet streets. Peace.